everyone, and welcome to Aja's Cozy Crochet Corner. So today what I wanted to do was to show you how to piece together granny squares. Now these are a variation of a starburst, but the same will work up with a granny square. Anything square, I'm about to show you how to join it, okay? So we will learn how to join just two pieces together, and we will learn how to join four pieces together, and you can expand on that in any kind of way that you would need to in order to complete a project. So first we're going to start with two pieces, and we're going to learn how to join two pieces together. So this would be the front, and this would be the back. You can tell all your working is in the back. So you would place the front to the back. Okay? So both of your backs on either side are facing you. Then you would take and find your corners and join your hook into your corners. I am going to join my yarn onto my hook by making a knot, a half knot, almost knot I call it, and we're going to place that on our hook. Now we're going to bring that through our hole and attach it. I'm also going to go back in that hole and make one single crochet, because I want to make sure that that is secured on there and it will not come off. Now I'm just going to match up the holes. Okay, we're dealing here in clusters of threes all the way through. So I'm going to go through the first hole on this one and go through the first hole on the one in the back, and I'm going to pull through and make a single crochet. And then I'm going to find the next hole at the top of your double crochet. You'll see the hole right here. We're going to go in that hole, and then we're going to look in the back, and in the same one in the back, the top of the double, we're going to go through both loops. Always remember to go through both loops so you have a nice tight join. And we're going to keep that out. We're going to find the next hole here, which is on the last one in that cluster. We're going to find the same exact one in the back, and we are going to pull through and make a single. And you keep that up all the way through out this line, matching all your stitches. So if I'm on the second one in this cluster of three, then I want to be on the second one in this cluster of three. So I'm going to go through the second one, and on the back side the second one, and there you go. And we're going to keep going out all the way like that, and that is simply how you join two granny squares, or sunbursts in this case, together. You're simply matching, and I like to put a single crochet in each one. Make sure you secure it down nice and tight, and you're going to keep matching up, going through the tops of your double crochet all the way down the line. Go on the top here and the top here, all the way down the line. So if I am on in the cluster, you see how see how each one is a cluster of three, in which most granny squares that is the case. You have clusters of threes. So if I'm on the first one here, the top of the first one here, I want to be on the top of the first one in the back. If I'm on the top of the second one, then I want to be in the top of the second one in the back. And that way, as we go down the line, it's even. Because we should be able to make it all the way to the next corner. Lift it up, go through the top here, and go through the top and the back. If you are good and you can just match it up like this, then great. But you want to make sure you're top the second one here and top of the second one in the back. And the last one in this row here and the last row in the back. And there we have our corners. Now once you get to the corners, you're going to go through here on both sides, make your single, chain one, we're going to cut our work and just pull through, and there you go. You have now joined, and this is what your join stitch looks like on this side. I think it looks nice. That's why I like to do it that way. It comes out really, really nice. So that is how you make join two together. So if you were making something and it calls for just say a 5 by 8, then you would chain up 5, you would chain together 5 and work that further on out. So let's chain together 2 more and I'll show you how to connect your rows. So I make a lot of granny square sweaters. It is now my favorite thing to do. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to duplicate this right here so you can watch how it's done again. I like to make a lot of granny square sweaters, and this is how I join all my sweaters together. If my front panel calls for a 2 by 9, then I would work up all my rows of 9, 2 rows of 9, and then I would attach them together. So this is the way that I would normally attach. I've seen people attach in other ways. It really never worked best for me. I think once I found something that worked for me, that is what I went for, and that is always my go-to. Will that change in time? I might try different ways, but right now this is my favorite way of joining. And again, like I said, I love how it looks once I open it out. It looks great. So just always remember to go through both loops. You don't want to just have one loop on one side and not grab the and one loop on the other side. You want to go through both loops, front and back. And just remember always to, if you're on your first cluster, you want it. First cluster, you're on the first one, then you want to be on the first one in the back. If you're in the middle, you want to be in the middle in the back. And that is the easiest thing to, way to always make sure that your joins come out even. Everything should be even all the way to the corner. And then once you get in your corner, join both corners, single crochet, chain up 1. I chain up 1 only to make sure I have a tight join. And now we have 2 pieces that are joined in the same way. And there you go. Now we just need to place these 2 pieces together. So it doesn't matter how long this might wind up being. We're working in what we would call a small swatch, just so you can build off of that. But whatever amount you have, all you would do is take one row and the other row and place them wrong sides facing you. Wrong side, wrong side. And then you will begin by going into your corner again. Now you're going to do the exact same thing as you have with the join here. You're going to add your yarn back on your hook. And remember, I like to go back in that hole and chain one. Make sure it's on there tight, it's no escaping. And I'm going to go through the first loop in my first cluster of 3, and I'm going to go through my first loop and my cluster of 3 in the back, and I'm going to chain 1. And I'm in my second cluster here, so I want to be in my second cluster in the back, and I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm on the third and the third, and we're going to keep that up all the way down the side. And it's a very simple join. It will not come out, it will not budge, and you make sure once you make your single, you pull down. Just lock it right in there. And you just work that in the same way. You want to make sure you match up. First one with the first one, second one with the second one, third one with the third one, fourth one with the fourth one, and all the way down, no matter how long this may be. You want to keep the same rhythm, same flow, and make sure it's even. Now, there really isn't anything different with joining this way than it is right here. The only thing is you have to jump over your join space. So let us get to our corner, and I will show you how to jump over. It's a simple jump. Okay, so now that we've made it past our first block and we are in the corner, we haven't made it past, we made it to the end of our first block, and we're going to go right in the corner like we have been, and you make our chain. So now we have the join space. We do not want to go into our join space. I call it the forbidden zone. Okay, we want to jump from this corner right here right into this corner right here. So we go from the corner on this block to the corner on this block. We go through and we make a single. And we keep going down, matching the first one with the first one, and the second one with the second one, and the third one with the third one. I think you kind of see where we're going with this. And that is pretty much all there is to join it. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you have to join together 50 pieces versus versus just 10 pieces. It is all the same. So I would just take, if I had to do a row of, let's see, I have a 5 by 5 block that I have to make from granny squares. So I would take my 5 rows, and I would take and add together singly 5, and then once I have my full connected row of 5, I would do 5 of them, and then I would connect them this way. Let us do some demonstrating after we get past our corner so I can show you exactly what I mean. So now we are in our last corner. We go in our corner at the end. Oh, wait. Chain up 1. And we're going to cut that off. Lock it. And there you have it. Now we have successfully joined 4 blocks. Now, as I was saying, it doesn't matter how many blocks that you have to join. You would just do it on a grander scale. So if I had to connect 5 blocks, I would line up my 5 blocks, and I would just join all 5 here, and join all 5 here, and then I would connect them just as we have done here. So that is how you work up. That is how you join. I hope that was made simple for you. It's really simple. You just want to keep the same stitch on each of them. If you're here, then you want to be here in the back. If you're there, you just want to match them up. Once they are matched up, there's no going wrong. No going wrong at all. And remember, when you're joining this way, you go from one corner, jump over, go right into the next corner. Easy peasy. So that's it. So I hope this is helpful to anyone who's trying to join together granny squares or sunburst type squares. Either way, it's the perfect way to join together 2 pieces of work, especially when they match perfectly. You just put them up towards each other, back sides facing you, and get to going. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you on our next video. Thank you for coming to the corner.